We are here on the Good Tymez Show with the famous, iconic Q Parker.
Hi, welcome to the show.
What's going on, y'all?
Nothing much. So, how have you been?
You know what? I've been wonderful. Putting in a lot of work. On the brink of releasing my first solo album in October. Out on the road promoting. Doing all the promo. Doing all the interviews that I can do, just, trying to spread the word that, Q Parker has a solo record coming out. And, just really tripping one by one.
Okay. Now, for those, the young generation, obviously, I grew up off of 112. But for the young generation that don't know that Q is from the group 112.
Yes.
And you're doing your solo thing. Now, if you don't mind, a lot of people like myself, I was a huge fan of 112. What caused you to go solo? Like, what happened to the group?
Well, being together since we were in middle school, we're now all of us are in our early 30s. So, that's a span of almost 20 plus years that we've been together. We made 5 albums together, and after the 5th album, we collectively decided that, we take a break and just allow everybody to, explore their individuality. And everybody's doing that, I just decided to do a solo record. I'm a songwriter, so I'm always writing for other artists, and I demo a lot of the male records myself. And before I knew it, I had put away like 5 songs to the side, which would ultimately become the foundation for my album, The Manual. And it's just something that just kind of happened. I never intended to do a solo album. It's just something that happened.
Okay.
But I can say this though. As of about 4 months ago, the group has reunited. We are now touring together again. This is the first time we've toured together in about 5 years. So, being able to juggle them both, for me, is a perfect opportunity, and it's a perfect situation. I can do 112 on the left hand, and I can do Q Park on the right. So it's a win-win and the perfect situation for me.
That's good to hear. Glad you guys are doing touring again. Now, for the younger generation that are to come, do you find yourself being a pioneer in the game coming from 112?
Well, I definitely feel like 112 is a brand that will become legendary. In my eyes, we are legendary. I think we've influenced a lot of people. I think we've influenced music. I think we were one of the first artists to be able to manage hip-hop and R&B when hip-hop came in with such a risk and put the game in the chokehold. 112 was one of the few groups that could do both and that could fuse hip-hop and R&B together. For the younger generation, we all go back to the generation before us. Like myself, and I'm pretty sure you guys, y'all love New Edition, or you go back and listen to some Stevie Wonder or some Marvin Gaye, or we always go back to the generation that was before. So I believe that for this generation, although they may not, be familiar with 112, I'm pretty sure they know some 112 records, because 112 did a lot of recurrent airplay just throughout the country and even abroad.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely. Well, listen, man, I messed up a lot of bed sheets because of 112. That peaches and cream, man. That peaches and cream. That peaches and cream had everybody messing up bed sheets, everything you could think of. But so, I mean, do you look at it being harder coming back as a solo artist? Do you look at yourself as like promoting yourself as a new artist, or you just kind of like just doing your thing and you don't even look at it that way?
Well, I mean, that's the truth of it. I am a new artist. I'm a new solo artist, and I kind of look at it that way. The public views it that way, and of course, all of the executives and people that are in radio and people that the powers that be, that's how they look at it. Because sure enough, you're from 112, but what has Q Parker done? And you're only measured by what you've done last. And being in the industry that is so competitive, especially in the male R&B department, I accept the challenge, and I take it full on. I'm willing to do the work. One of the greatest things that I took from my 112 early years were Puppy and our manager at the time. They instilled a work ethic in us that is second to none. We believe in work. We believe in going to every mom and pop record store. We believe in taking every picture after the show, shaking every hand, signing every autograph, getting our own cars, going to every C, B market, D market, and the A market. We believe in doing every radio interview, every radio format. So that is something that I take with me as a new solo artist, because I know a lot of the artists that are out today, they're not willing to put in that work, and I believe that that'll give me an extra leg up on my competitors.
Well, I mean that shows wisdom and growth in the industry, because a lot of these new artists, they don't even know what record pools is or mom and pop stores. They just sit behind a computer and promote their music. So with you doing that, I mean, you're hitting markets and you're doing things that this new generation has no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Nah, this is true, and I mean, we all can adjust to the time, but I think that you should still hold on to some key elements of yesterday. Because no matter what new comes out, some elements of yesterday still can make an impact that is unforgettable.
Right.
You can't tell me sitting at your computer is more than me actually staying after my show, taking every hand, giving every hug, kissing every baby, signing every autograph is not going to have an impact. And that is what I believe.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, with you being a solo artist, which route do you think is best? Solo or a signed artist? Or solo or independent artist or signed to a label?
Well, for me, being a young veteran in the game, it's more beneficial for me to remain independent. And the way my deal is set up, I signed myself to my production company, which is New Fam Entertainment. And I did a partnership with Malaco Records. Now, Malaco is out of Jackson, Mississippi. They are independent, but they operate as a major. So I still get all the looks as if I were on a major, but financially, economically, it just makes more sense for me. I have a lot of the creative control. I'm not only the artist, but I'm an executive and I'm the artist, so I have a lot of creative control. I'm making a lot of the key decisions, and at the end of the day, I get to see a lot of my money that I would not get to see had I signed to a major record label. So I definitely knew, and I still believe that the route that I chose to go is the best route for me. It just requires a lot more work. It requires a lot more late nights staying up, because again, I'm not just an artist. I'm in the marketing meeting, I'm in the promotions meeting, I'm in the strategic, I'm in all of those meetings. I'm coming up with videos, treatments, and all of those things. So when I shut off the artist hat, I got to step into the executive hat. So it's more beneficial for me, and it allows me to really see the work that I'm putting in. It's going to make the reward even that much greater.
So basically, you're saying that you graduated from college and now you got your businessman on. Basically, it's like you making sure that you get what you're supposed to get and you cover yours the way you're supposed to cover it.
Exactly.
There you go. Exactly. There you go. I'm glad to see that, and definitely with this new single you got right now, yes. And now you had Show You How was your first one that you released, and now this is Yes. Now, is this all going to be on your album, or are you just kind of doing the single thing right now?
No. The album is called The Manual. And I'll tell you a little bit about the album. The album is called The Manual. It's spelled capital MAN, lowercase UAL. And the reason I chose to spell it that way, so you guys spoke earlier about the 112 years, and at that time, we were teenagers who were growing up in young adulthood. But on the solo journey, it was important for me to allow everybody to get to know Q Parker the man. Not Q from 112, but just Q Parker the man. And just my views on how I feel like women should be treated and how they should be handled, catered to, just dealt with. So my music is inspired by the fact that I believe women need to get something more from the male R&B artist as it relates to the way we deal with women.
Right.
And also allowing women to realize that all men don't have to be tough all the time, and that we can be vulnerable, that we can be sensitive, that we can show the lighter side of things, and we don't have to just be so manly and just so hard and tough all the time. And I think women want to hear that. So in my music, that's you get all of those elements of Q Parker the man. And it's coming out in October. And like I said, the first single will Show You How. The current single is now Yes. And I have a lot of other big records on the album. So definitely everybody got to go get it when it comes out in October.
So you're making love music, right? You're making good, straight up love music.
I'm making music that's a conversation. And if the conversation makes you want to make love, the conversation makes you want to go out and just be spontaneous, and that's what it is. But I think we've taken the conversation and the listeners feeling like they can really be one with the artist in music. I think that is something that is missing in today's music industry. So, coming from the era of the 90s, I knew how to connect with the listeners. And I think, again, that's another way that I think I can have a leg up on some of my competitors.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now with your video, Show You How, you had Will from Day 26 and you also had Olivia in the video. Is it maybe collaborations on the album with those two or other artists?
You know what? Will and I have that. We're working on some music together. Olivia and I were good friends, but the album was actually done prior to us doing the video. Like I said, as a songwriter, I'm definitely looking forward to doing some work on her album, writing some records on her album. So we'll definitely have a collaboration out of the two of us, whether it's one of my remixes or just a record on her album. So we're looking out for that. Only other collaborations I have on the manual, I have a duet with my sister Faith Evans. I also have a duet with Sister Nicole. She's a great songwriter that has written for Mary, Mariah, Beyonce, Rihanna, Monica, you name it. And I'm working on one more feature from one of my old Bad Boy label mates. So those are the only collaborations that I have. I really wanted to let the focus really be Q Parker, because again, coming from a group that is so equally talented in 112, it's really sometimes hard to fight through and really display all of who you are. And had I gone on and done an album that had a lot of features on it, how much of Q Parker are you really going to get to find out about? So
right.
Maybe the next album I'll do a lot more features, but it was important for me on this first album for me to give you as much Q Parker as I possibly could.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a great idea, because most people, when they come out, they do a lot of collaborations with other artists, and people buy their album to hear the other artists and not to hear them. So it's good that you actually want people to hear you and not a lot of other artists. So I think that's a very smart idea.
And a thing that I find hard to believe, early on in this interview, you said that you do look at yourself as a new artist, even to executives. And to me, now, I remember 112 back in the day, 1997, Come See Me, Cupid, the whole 9 yards. And it seems that these executives would, support you and applaud you, and you wouldn't have to go through those hurdles, because quiet as kept. I mean, you made a lot of them dudes monies, I'm quite sure. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand, why is the industry that way? Like, does that irritate you?
You know what, man? To be honest with you, it is irritating at times, and this industry becomes frustrating at times. But again, my bloodline won't allow me to let that deter me from my mission. Again, like I said, there are core values that were instilled in us as 15 and 16-year-olds that now, as a 35-year-old, I still hold true to those. Do I like the way the industry is at times? No, I don't, because now, as an executive, I get to see the real side of it. So back when I was in 112, in the early years, we were kind of shielded and sheltered from a lot of the business conversations. But now that I'm sitting in these meetings, like, I'm really getting the dialogue and how the dialogue is transferred back and forth. Do I like it all the time? No, I don't. But if I'm going to be in this game, I got to play by the rules. And, again, I mean, as a veteran who sold almost 25 million records, won a Grammy, MTV Award, Songwriter Award, all these things, 3 double platinum albums, 1 platinum and 1 gold album. Even if all of those things doesn't make an executive say, wow, let's give this guy Q Parker a shot. It took me 3 years to get my solo deal. And that was behind, some executives slamming the door in my face, not really returning the phone calls, and I've not been able to rely on certain key people that I knew that I thought I could. In spite of all of those things, I could not give up, because at the end of the day, I know what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to give out great music. I'm trying to be a go-to guy musically for the millions of women out here that are being underserved. And it's just a part of the game, man. So a lot of times they don't look at it that way. But hey, I'm in it to win, man.
Wow. Well, listen, I tip my hat off to you, man.
Exactly.
I truly do. I tip my hat off to you. I'm glad to see you still doing your thing, and you know you in shape. You know you're doing your work and fitness thing. You got the women out here going crazy over you. So what you're doing is working because they got the ladies talking about you.
Well, you know that's my mission, man. You know we started the fitness calendar in 2011. We did the 2011 calendar. We did 2012, and in about 3 weeks I'll be shooting 2013. And you know it's really something that has done well for me and for my team. But the most important part about it is bringing awareness and is making people conscious about what we're doing to our bodies. And you know, if looking at a Q Parker fitness calendar can motivate one person to get up and do something or change the way they're doing things as it relates to their body and nutrition and being healthy, then that's really the common goal. Now, granted, I want it to be some eye candy for my ladies, but at the end of the day, the main purpose is to really educate and really motivate.
Okay. Well, you definitely got to join us. We're on the show. We're doing a thing called 100 Days of Health, Eat, Walk, and Live, where, you know, people, they add something healthy, they take away something, they walk more. You got to pledge with us so you can get all the other followers and the listeners to pledge along with us.
Yeah, I'm with all that. I'm with that. You guys are in Cali, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a trip. I know that I'm out there in the next couple of weeks. I will hand deliver you a calendar, for instance.
I love it.
Yeah, we can chop it up.
Let's do it. Well, man,
Sounds
it's a pleasure.
great.
Thank you so much for calling in. We finna jump into the new single right now.
Yes.
It's hot. It's smoking. It's blowing up. Yes, by Q Parker. Hats off to you, brother. Keep doing your thing.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much.